Hey everyone, good evening and good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to CryptoNite Club. And this is our 39th AMA session with WEFI Finance. Hey everyone, good evening and good afternoon. If you have any questions, good morning, or comments, please and welcome to CryptoNite Club. And this is our 39th AMA session with WEFI Finance. Hey everyone, good evening and good afternoon. If you have any questions, good morning. Before we begin, welcome to CryptoNite Club. This is our 39th AMA session with WEFI advice or contractual advice. Good evening and if you have any questions, before we begin, welcome to this club. This is our service handle or advice or contractual advice.
Thank you, Charan. I'm glad
If you have any questions, before we begin, welcome to this club. This is our service handle or
really excited
advice or
to share
contractual
updates. Thank you, Charan. I'm glad we left last time
before we
where
begin,
we were
welcome to this club. It's good to see you again.
really excited to share updates. Thank you, Charan. I'm glad we left last time.
More information, and even our community members have reached. So it's good to see what about we finance. So let's start the event. So please introduce yourself. How did you get to be involved in the crypto space and in we finance? Let's start the
So my name is Pranjal. I'm founder and CEO of WEFI, which was earlier known as Paxo Finance. We started Paxo early last year. And the whole idea was, conceived during WEFI, which was earlier known as last bull run when we were experimenting with a small hedge fund, and we wanted to take a leverage position on Ethereum long, and there was no under-collateralized loan option available. So we started as under-collateralized lending borrowing platform in DeFi space, and then over a period of time we have evolved to solve multiple use cases. So personally, I have been a tech entrepreneur for almost 10, 11 years now. I started my first company back in 2012, exited it in 2015. Started second SaaS company around in ORM space, reputation management space, and that company is still one of the largest company in this area. Got an opportunity to merge it with a larger company, demerge it. So I've seen the entire cycle, raised funds, merger, demerger, then decided to build something on around Web3 as an ecosystem. Parallelly, in my various capacities as advisor, as investor, as a tech, and somebody who's interested in technology, I have been interacting with the crypto ecosystem since 2016. I started a very small mining farm back in 2016 with all the hardwares. And since then, we had opportunity to experiment on various protocols. And during COVID time, all of us had opportunity to explore whatever we wanted to. And we started looking at Web3 as a space and what we will get into, which will be the next big thing for us. Experimented with a small hedge fund, and that's how we stumbled upon the idea of Paxo, which is now WeFi.
That was a great introduction about you and your project. And I see you're in tech industry from past many years. You have very good experience, and also in the crypto space from 2016. So how's the market conditions right now? And last week we saw the whole crypto space and Bitcoin price is different from right now.
So somebody who has seen even worse days, I don't think this is something surprising. I am trading in Bitcoin since it was priced at less than $2,000, or I'm tracking Bitcoin since it was priced at around less than $1,000. So we have seen worse, right? It's not the first time we are seeing movement in the market, and it won't be the last. So I've also seen phase when it went up to 19,000 and then touched around $3,500. Again went up, and then we have seen, and that rest of the part is history. So it's nothing surprising, but yeah, market has seen good movement over last couple of weeks. We are close to 30, at least we are flirting with 30, 31 type of boundaries now. And with the change in economic scenarios, I'm more optimistic today.
That's good. So can you please tell about the We Finance core team members and where are they based in?
Sure. So I started this along with a couple of my core team members. We have team members who are currently based in India. Somebody is in Australia. We also have a couple of team members in Southeast Asia. We have a couple of GTM and community members in Nigeria as well. So it's a distributed team as of now. And we are constantly adding new team members with the right competencies and the right background. So the tech team has senior people who have 9-10 years of overall tech experience. Core development team they have people who have contributed in DeFi projects in past. GTM side, we have someone who has been in marketing side of crypto since 2000. But yeah, majority of team member is what it was with Paxo. So it's just the same team, but maybe a larger vision, larger product, and larger use cases.
Great. So how does time to take develop a project, and also we finance how much time it took actually?
Yeah. So our product journey has been constantly evolving. We started with a very small problem statement, and since then we have come a long way. The first version of our testnet was deployed around May, June, July last year, and we got around 27,000 users testing it on Polygon network. And out of those 27,000, around 5,500, 5,600 users gave very long subjective feedback head that, hey, these are the things we want, this is the thing which is not working, and these are the things which should have this product have, right? And since then we have spent good amount of time working on those feedback, understanding the market, figuring out the opportunity, and overall the scope of product has significantly changed, and it's still constantly evolving. I still feel that it's just the day one for our entire venture, and there's so many things to develop moving forward. So the first version of product, which is currently live, I think we have spent more than 1 year developing it, around 14 months precisely. Of course, there was a lot of feedback, and there were a couple of loops involved where people, early testers, they engage with us and they give very relevant feedback, and then we reworked on it. And I think we'll continue to work in the same manner, where we'll be open about what we are building. We'll let the community experiment with early versions, let them give their feedback, and accordingly we go back and come back with a better product. So that will remain with us.
That's great and fantastic. So can you explain about we finance tokenomics? Is it different from your past project?
Yes, so we have optimized the tokenomics a bit, not much. Earlier, a significant portion of token was reserved for investors, VCs, and public sale. That has been reduced significantly. I think right now 40% of the token is reserved for the ecosystem. So that means people who are borrowing, lending, and using the protocol. For them, the 40% will be disbursed over a period of time. Also, the public sale and private sale, that portion has gone down. But yeah, it's more it justifies the V Finance name now, more community centric than it was earlier.
Great. Can you please let our community members know, also the viewers, know about your partners and collaborations with other projects?
Sure. So we started developing the protocol with Polygon. We were one of the protocols to get grant last year. Since then, we have also partnered with a couple of other chains. I think some announcement will happen very soon. We are partnered with the DEXs and the liquidators, Oracle, or data providers like Chainlink. So, and these partners will continue to grow our partners across all the chains we go about. So, for example, if you're moving to Arbitrum, we'll be partnering with Oracle and Dex is there as well. And one of the major change which has happened in our partnership strategy is we have an omni-chain approach now. So that means it's not going to be a just Polygon focused project, or just Ethereum focused ecosystem, or just Arbitrum. We are going to enable a cross-chain opportunities in the protocol. So if you are holding USDT on Polygon chain, you should be able to deploy it on Arbitrum, right? Or if there are good leverage farming opportunities on BNB, you should be able to deploy your USDC you are holding on Arbitrum, right? So those type of cross-chain use cases will be enabling very soon, and that changes the entire partnership landscape. But yeah, L1, L2s, DEXs, oracles, liquidators, these are our partnership priorities. Also, we are working with hedge funds, traders, and market makers to bring them on, on the borrowing side of it, so that we have more users on the protocol side.
Great. So what kind of products does V Finance has and how does it work? Can you explain with a small example?
Yeah, sure. So as a lender, so we are a marketplace as of today where there are lending pools where you can supply your assets. We have three pools right now, where you can just go ahead and deploy your stables or Ethereum. These are the three pools. I'm not sure if my screen is visible.
It is not visible, sir.
Okay. Is it now?
No problem. Yes, I can see your screen there.
Okay, perfect. So this is an example where there are three pools where you can lend your stables USDC and earn a yield of around 15%. Similarly, there are two other pools in making, and these pools are being utilized in these markets like Matic, Wrapped Ethereum, and Wrapped BTC. And these pools are offering yield. These are interest bearing. So as you can see, my portfolio, I have earned some interest, and I can go ahead and just withdraw it. So that's the opportunity on the lending side. On the borrowing side, we are inviting traders to do margin trade or open. That's a replacement of margin trade by using our vault, where the funding rate is 80% cheaper than what they are paying on GMX or those type of DEXs or centralized platforms. And these traders and fund managers or market makers can do a single vault trade where they can open positions around long positions around all these tokens with BTC, Aave, Quick, and all these tokens. And we are also enabling short use cases where they can borrow, let's say, Ethereum and convert it to USDC. When it goes down, then they can pay it back in terms of Ethereum. So both long and short use cases within the vault are enabled for traders. So one of the example could be you can buy one Bitcoin by just paying 20% down payment, and rest you can borrow uh, from the pool in form of USDC or USDT. So these type of scenarios are there for traders or fund managers, and they can use these vaults for their traditional DEX use cases.
That's great. Thank you for sharing your screen and explaining in detail. And we have finished our first part, introduction part. Let's move on to the second part, which is a Twitter section. We have a few questions, and I will be starting a Twitter section. Yes. So we have from what PZ, and the first question comes: what strategy will you implement to bring non-crypto native into your ecosystem? How do you keep a balance between developing the technology and also improving the value of your?
So these are two questions. Okay, I'll still try to answer the first part. So as a technology, as a protocol, this is applicable to non-fungible, or any real-world asset also, which can be digitized. So for an example, we were working with a company in US where the use case was they were fractionalizing Airbnb villas, and we were willing to give loan to buy those villas. These are real-world use cases, and I believe DeFi has more depth if we solve these type of use cases with time. And protocols like us should be open and transparent in enabling these use cases. But it has an angle around regulation, right? So our trustless tag and approach doesn't work with these real world use cases, be it financing loan in cross country scenario or financing real world assets. So that's where slight hiccup is there, but I think once that part is ironed out, and I don't think it's going to take a long time before we have a clear guideline on these scenarios. It's just matter of time. Once we have clarity on those regulations, the same protocol, you will see that we just start listing digital assets, fractionalized assets, and invoices which can be financed using the same technology and same pool. So we as a company are open and very enthusiastic about these opportunities. It's the regulation which needs to be ironed out. But once it happens, then I think you'll start seeing immediate implementation from our side.
Thank you for taking time and explaining the user's question. Now we have finished the part one, and we will be moving to YouTube live section. So before we start our YouTube live section, please mention your Telegram username after posting the question. So only genuine questions will be rewarded, and
Yes.
copied questions will not be rewarded, and the user will be disqualified. So please start the countdown.
those apart from the normal single coin staking that's already planned. So yeah, definitely, Dinit, if you have seen the screen just now, then right now there are multiple pools and these pools are in isolation today. So as a lender, people can, directly earn from these liquidity pools. They're also able to earn reward on top of the base return, which is generated by lending from these pools. That's the first part. The second part will be when these lenders will be able to directly supply in a single pool instead of having a multi-pool architecture. So that means you don't have to worry about return, from USDC pool if it goes down, or if some pool on, let's say, DAI or USDT goes up. Those rebalancing will be done by our team, and we're working towards a dual token structure to ensure that from lender's perspective, it's hassle free. You have an easy way to just deploy and earn return and not worry about moving your asset from one pool to another pool or one chain to another chain within the ecosystem. So that's something which is already in pipeline, and we are working towards enabling those features very soon. I hope this answers your question.
Thank you for answering, Mr. Pranjal. The first question from YouTube link, YouTube live chat has been answered, and we see many questions from different users. And please go ahead for a second question.
Yeah. The second question is from Feli Anna. Can you please explain for incentivized testnet what are the requirements? So, of course, we did the incentivized testnet a couple of quarters ago. Right now, incentivized mainnet is going on, and I think today only we have just announced that part. So that means it's not just a testnet program, but you can actually earn real return on your investment. You can earn real interest, and you can go ahead and use our dApp, which is available on the website. You can play with it on the lending side. You can borrow some capital, see how it works, how the overall vault structure works, and there is reward associated with every transaction. I'll not go into depth and details of how those rewards will be calculated, but we have kept a pool of almost $1,000 every day for people who are currently using the protocol, connecting their wallets, supplying on the lending pool, or borrowing from the vault itself. And it's a pretty decent pool given the small scale we are at, and we are allowing everyone to just connect their existing wallet and start earning those rewards.
Thank you for asking, Feliana. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, please choose third question, Mr. Pranjal.
This question is from Paul Sylvester. He's asking, is there any form of IDO or ICO from the project? So we do have plans to launch our token around mid of May. Probably you'll start seeing it on a couple of dexes and a couple of centralized exchanges very soon. We have right now partnered with a couple of launch pads. Communitas is one of them. And the public sale will happen there on 5th of May.
That's great. Please go ahead for fourth one.
Okay, so next question is from Peter Parker. What are your plans to expand it towards various sites? So briefly, I touched upon our omni-chain approach and our plans to include real-world assets within the same protocol ecosystem. So we remain committed to making this protocol available cross chain. So that means we'll be constantly adding newer chains, we'll be enabling newer use cases within the vault. So today you are able to buy a Bitcoin by just paying 20% down payment. Same way, once market is ready, once the governance regulation is figured out, you will be able to buy, digitized version of a real estate also by same 20% down payment. We also have plans to include NFTs as asset class within the ecosystem. It's just that it requires certain basic infrastructure in terms of liquidation, in terms of price oracles. Once the ecosystem and overall technology infra is ready, then you will see these use cases, within the WeFi ecosystem. I hope this clarifies your question.
Pranjal, I have a question for you. So, who are we finance competitors or fellow projects in the space? So, who
So
do you see them as a competition in future for you?
There are some very good companies in this space who can be called competition or peers who are trying to solve the same problem, either with the same approach or different approach. A couple of them would be any leverage trading platform like GMX would be a good example, or DYDX will be a good example. On the other hand, closest to us would be a company called Gearbox. They also offer composable real leverage wallet. It's a very good company with good product, and we are fortunate to have such quality competition and quality people in this space solving similar problems. You can also check Alpaca on Binance Chain if you are exploring leverage farming as an option. So these companies are operating in the same space. Our approach and our solution might be slightly different and slightly more horizontal in terms of our approach. But yeah, these are some of the companies, and some of them have significantly larger TVL and good user base as well.
Cool. So I see the current lending and borrowing has more than $3.5 billion. And what do you think it's going to where it is going to be in the next upcoming months?
So compared to traditional finance, this number is still a fraction or even not even single digit percent of what is happening in the real world economy. As as the overall market size of crypto or digital economy grows, this number is going to go up significantly. Also, whatever you see in the lending borrowing side, majority of it is happening today around over collateralization, and that is the reason it's a fraction of overall market cap. So but what we are doing is slightly different, and this opens up borrowing in a different way in under collateralized manner, and that can bring the next generation of DeFi user in the mainstream ecosystem. So we believe that this number will grow significantly with innovation happening in this space. It can be, the numbers can go exponentially high compared to wherever they are today.
Great. So how long the incentivized testnet has been, and today you said there is a mainnet launch. So for how long the incentivized testnet has been?
So we launched the testnet program last year, and I think we ran it for almost 45 days. We got good 26,000 users using it across the globe. We got users from India, Turkey, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, some part from US, some couple of users from good users from Russia, Ukraine as well. So we got global audience in the testnet. Now today only we have announced the mainnet program, and we are very optimistic that we'll get even better response with the mainnet program.
Thank you for explaining and taking your time, Pranjal. So if you would like to pick any more questions, please choose some.
Okay, so there are a couple of interesting questions. Somebody, Mr. Muhibullah has asked, in the event of sudden market downturn or flash crash, how does WeFi liquidation process ensure fair and equitable resolution for both borrowers and lenders? Very good question. So this is in fact one of the key problem faced by traders. If you're placing a large leverage order and your liquidation price is decided by the price of that particular exchange or a DEX or platform, then there's always a risk. What if, let's say for a 30-second or for 1 minute, if ticker is down and your position gets liquidated? This is very common. If somebody places a large sale order on a platform where liquidity is low, this triggers liquidation for a lot of other users, right, who have taken loan. What we do differently in this scenario is our liquidation engine works with an external data, right? So that means we are not relying on price of QuickSwap or price of Uniswap.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, mute. Yeah. So our price mechanism is derived externally. So that means we are taking price data from external provider like Chainlink, where data is validated across 10, 20, 30 different sources. So even if price of a particular asset goes down for 30 seconds or 1 minute on a particular DEX, it doesn't impact our liquidation engine. We still take data consideration from Chainlink, and we maintain the price unless it is truly down across 10, 20, 30 platforms, and there is a larger red tick. Unless that happens, our liquidation engine will not flag those vaults for liquidation.
That's very good, and thank you for explaining and taking time. Unfortunately, we have less time, so before we leave, if you would like to add some points and say about WeFinance, upcoming features and updates to our committee members.
Sure. So I invite everyone of this community to join the products, join our incentivized mainnet program, experiment with the small $50, $100 type of transaction as a lender, as a borrower, use the product, give us feedback. We are, very active on Discord, Telegram. If there are support channels there as well, we would love to hear your feedback. And I invite everyone to, come and experiment with the product once.
Thank you, Pranjal, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Before we leave, please join WeFinance socials on Twitter, Discord, and Telegram. Also, do not forget to ask any questions if you missed in this AMA, and the committee managers will be really helpful. And please join WeFinance, Telegram, or Discord. Thank you, and have a nice day. Have a great day, Pranjal, and see you again in next AMA.
Thank you. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Charan, for your time.
Thank you, Raj.